here because I remember this interview that you had with Katie Couric back in 2003 when and I know that it's probably still very bold in your mind as well. You know, Charles Cullen, who you know, I assume he's still behind bars today, right?
Yes, he is in state prison for life. Yes,
right, prison for life is what I understood. But you know, he, of course, was on your watch there at your medical facility, Somerset Medical Center. You know, where I think he had gotten away with killing some 40 people. You know, under the guise of a nurse. But anyway, you were pretty adamant that day with Katie. I remember that you were going to pursue the patient's rights over individuals' rights.
Well, let me address that. What happened actually was, we had a nurse named Charles Cullen that we found out there was a few unexplained deaths. And then it went from 2 unexplained deaths to 5 unexplained deaths. Mm-hmm. And at that point in time, though we still weren't thinking anything criminally, you know, we did, our attorney brought in a special investigative team to be asking questions. And at that point in time, we called the prosecutor's office. And because of information that they have, they were able to identify that Charles Cullen was someone that was on the radar, because at previous hospitals in Pennsylvania, and in New Jersey, he was under the watch for manslaughter and for stealing drugs.
Right.
And so when I found out that you know, we provided we got a criminal background check on him and nothing showed up here, I was adamant, because it ended up killing 13 people at Somerset Medical Center.
Wow.
And when I was adamant about the idea, how could it possibly be that other hospitals you know, let him slip through the cracks and/or didn't notify people? Well, there was no one to notify. So when I went on Katie Couric with, I was on Today's Show, I was on CNN with Wolf Blitzer, we did 60 Minutes, and I aggressively worked with our legislature, both statewide and nationally, and legislation was changed to say that if you're under that kind of investigation for manslaughter, stealing drugs here, that has to be reported to the licensing board. I thought, that's when individual rights are second to our rights as a public. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was adamant that, you know, how could you not want to know that? And what was interesting, Joyce, was that he had applied, after we found him out, whatever, or I think either right before he was arrested, another hospital in New Jersey called us up, and the chief nursing officer of my hospital said, you know, I got to call as a reference. I said, well, tell me you can't hire him. She goes, well, I could get forget about sued. Kidding me? You can't hire someone. He's a killer. And so I just went berserk over the idea that, you know, he was a murderer.
Right.
And he wasn't an angel killer and all this stuff, and he was a murderer. Right. And got to be stopped. And yes, thank God he's in state prison for the rest of his life. Mm-hmm. But the idea that, you know, we caught him. Now, in the beginning, Joyce, there were some people thought maybe the hospital, you know, he hid information. That's not true, but it was perception early on. But, you know, we caught him. Our professionals, we caught him. We brought the team in, and because of our efforts, he stopped his harm. But I believe, at the end of the day, it is all about the common good, not just necessarily the individual good. And that's where you got to draw the line.
Amen. And, you know, I just want you to understand, I believe God spared you from your 20-year-old, you know, mental instability at that moment for a bigger reason. And, you know, sometimes, Dennis, we don't see that until we, you know, all the puzzle pieces start fitting together. And, but it's amazing. But what I want to, the bigger, there's so many silver linings with you. It's just amazing, you know, how you got from where you were to where you are now. But I could not help but just stop cold when in the middle of your book you have all your pictures of your family. And I just love you sharing that with us. But let me just tell you, when I got to the last one just before, well, it's not really the last one. You've got several more pictures in here. It's the one of my parents on my back deck in 1988. Let me just say, you know, there's a story of forgiveness here. There's a story of forgiveness. You can't digitally put that kind of peace on two people's faces.
Listen, people ask me that, Joyce, and it's a good question to bring up. Yeah, in the book, certainly I had, a lot of information about my parents and stuff, and I wrote the book from my heart, from my memory, except for a few historical facts. But I have the picture on the back deck. And here's what you got to realize. You can go around and be mad at your mother and father, but you know what? No one hugged my father. My mother, no one hugged my mother.
Mm-hmm.
Her father was an alcoholic during the Depression. My father had an abusive and a mom. So you have something, I was allowed to, it was not a great relationship I had with my parents, but certainly with my dad it was not good. However, when I began to have children, I wanted him to enjoy them. He was helpful to us at the house. He was a very handy man, and I wasn't a handy man. And so he learned to show his love by doing things for us. And then he eventually told my wife, near the end of his life, that he had a lot of regrets, and he wished he told people that, he wished he told my mother he loved her, and wished he told the kids. But it was a generational thing. And so, what, again, goes back to is that, if you can't carry grudges and hurt forever, you have to let it go. And I'll just tell you one little story. So I used to love to plan for vacations, and then I went on vacation, and I was miserable. I said, this is ridiculous. I'm on the beach. It's beautiful weather. And I called my therapist, and he said to me, Dennis, you won't hurt your mother by being happy. And what he told me was, what I learned about was that, boys, or not just boys, young children, if they don't have a connection to their parents, they identify with them and they emulate it. So he said, Dennis, your way of loving your mother was by being the present. You're not going to kill her by being happy. And boy, did I enjoy my vacation, and ever since one.
Wow.
So there's a lot of lessons I've learned. I learned a lot of lessons about, even after Cullen, that realized, I stepped down from the hospital after about a year or so, and then lo and behold, I created my own business for the 12 years, and I'm now a motivational speaker around the country, and I created a leadership program at Philly University. We had our sold-out conference today, Women in Nonprofit Leadership. This is my 4th book. And so someone told me, in a crazy kind of funny way, he said, Dennis, in many ways, Cullen saved your life because that job was going to kill you. So there's always been a silver lining. But at the end of the day, you have to want to look for that silver lining. And I just, I don't know what it is. Maybe the part of me that's German, but I'm a lot of Irish, but stubborn guy, and I just determined to get back up on my feet and keep going, and that's what does it.
And you know what? I mean, the only other option is to just lay down and die when you do. I mean, really.
Listen, life's short. Life is short, and I was determined. This is interesting, Joyce. When I was a young boy and someone told me they were going on vacation with their parents, I actually felt sorry for them. I said, I can't believe they're going on vacation with their parents. I could not imagine that you could enjoy that, because that was not my experience.
Right.
When I started to heal myself emotionally and realized that the world outside of my house was different than it was, I said, I want to have a life like that.
Right.
So I began realizing that I want a good life. I want to have a good career. I want to have a family. Yet I had to work hard on my own self-improvement to be able to get to the point that I could have a relationship, I could trust somebody, I could go back to school and get educated. I had a passion for a career. I got into it. I had a lot of success, and I had a lot of disappointment, and each time you move on. So
all right.
I learned a lot.
Well, Dennis, you're an amazing guy. Thank you so much. God bless you. We'll let you go.
Thank you. I love your show, and I'm happy to be here. And anytime you want to call in,
the Spirit.
All right.
Let's face it, the college search process is confusing. I wanted a small university where I could live on campus and enjoy the city. When I visited Spalding, I knew it was right for me. They helped me figure it all out, even helped me with financial aid and scholarships. Now I'm here, living on campus, have a great group of friends, professors who care, and I'm part of a community that wants me to succeed. I know Spalding is right for me. Check us out. We might be right for you, too.
Napa know-how! Some people steer clear of store brands, but Napa Conventional Motor Oil for $2.19 a quart is more than a store brand. It has the Napa logo on it, a logo that represents quality and knowledge, the same logo on the store and that guy's shirt. So pick up Napa Conventional Motor Oil for $2.19 a quart, only available at, you guessed it, Napa. That's Napa know-how. General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer expires 5/31/16.
What if 1 million people gathered together for one purpose? Jesus. Be part of Together 2016 this summer on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. On July 16th, this generation will stand together with Hillsong United, Francis Chan, Lecrae, Carrie Job, and many, many more, because we believe Jesus changes everything. Be part of something big. More information on this free event is at reset2016.com. Reset2016.com.
From the studio that brought you Heaven is for Real and War Room.
When the Messiah comes, Rome will be nothing.
A faithful retelling of the miracle that changed the world forever.
What happened to the Nazarene?
Risen on digital and Blu-ray.
His tomb is empty.
He's right here. Open your heart and see.
Risen. Rated PG-13. Get it now on digital, on Blu-ray and DVD May 24th.
You're listening to Just Ask Joyce on WFIA, The Spirit.
Weren't you just blessed by that man? I mean, that was incredible. What a positive attitude. And of course, it goes hand in glove with my first show. If you missed that at 3 o'clock, stop complaining. Stop complaining. And I loved it because it could not have dovetailed more beautifully, because here this man is, came from what he did, abuse and never being hugged by his dad. But did you hear him? And we have to always consider this. He learned that his dad had never been hugged, that his mom had never been hugged. They didn't know they were supposed to do that.